Hawk versus Robby every season, and I'll be explaining my opinion on who wins every season. Season 1. This should be self-explanatory. We see Hawk score against Robby very quickly, but this is because Robby is unbalanced. This is proven because Daniel tells Robby to remember his techniques.
He's not focused. Remember what you learned, Robby!
After he's focused, he proceeds to low diff Hawk, which should put him above because this is Robby at his peak, so Robby takes this low diff. Season 2. Again, this is self-explanatory. Their second encounter is at the mall fight, which Hawk does land a hit which staggers Robby, but this is irrelevant because at the end of the fight Robby beats Hawk. This isn't even their peak, but it still wouldn't matter because we see in the school fight, Robby fights on par with Miguel, who low diffed Hawk during Coyote Creek. We could assume Robby would be able to do the same thing, especially in a 1v1 situation. So Robby takes this low mid diff. Season 3. Some people might be confused on why Hawk and Robby are even debatable this season, but I'm gonna explain to you why Hawk wins in Season 3. People think that Robby would low diff Hawk because the Kree's statement when he talks about getting a new champion, which people think he's talking about Tori. Also, some people think that Hawk was fighting background characters, but I'm going to tell you why this isn't the case and why Hawk wins this season. First, we learn in the beginning of the season Kree's teaches Hawk to fight smarter, which upgrade Hawk from his season to self. Plus, we know he consistently trained, which upscaled his physicals. We know Hawk's offensive skill scored on a Miyagi-Do Robby, which is his season to skill cause he didn't improve or train defense throughout Season 3. Even if you were to say he trains his defense in Season 4, that would just upscale Hawk's offense since he scored on a stronger Robby. So Hawk takes this season high extreme diff. Season 4. We see Hawk beat Robby in the tournament, but many people like to bring up the fact that Robby was distracted by Kenny and would have won without the distraction. But I'm going to tell you why this doesn't matter. They both have another chance to land a point on each other. And we see Hawk scores the point, meaning if Robby was so much better than him, he would score the point. Hawk is restricted to Miyagi-Do at first, resulting in him losing the point, and when Hawk uses offense he easily scores on Robby and score would have been 1-0 with nobody scoring after that. So Hawk wins this season. High diff or high extreme diff. Season 5. Now for Season 5. I'll be explaining why Hawk would win this fight. People think this was Hawk's worst season. Some even think that he is worse than his season for self, but that is not the case. The actor Jacob Bertrand states himself that Hawk gets slightly better in S5, which would put him above his S5 self. Plus, it's stated by Daniel that they mastered their defense, meaning he is above his S for self. People also say his loss to Kenny puts him low in the rankings this season, but that is not the case. Hawk was holding back due to Robby not wanting him to hurt him, and also he wasn't in the right state of mind, which he states later on that episode, meaning he was at a huge disadvantage and still performs better by low diffing Kenny in the second round, plus not getting a hit landed on him the rest of the match until he gets injured. And the only reason why the silver bullet gets landed on him is because due to his injury, his punch was thrown off target. As we see, it goes above Kenny's head, so him uncaging the Hawk wouldn't matter if he is at his best. During the dojo fight, he is shown to take down Kyler and his group better than Robby, who gets hit by Kenny. And before people say he was holding back, that wouldn't hold back his reaction speed, meaning he couldn't react to Kenny. It's also shown he gets staggered by a background character and fails to knock his opponent down longer than Hawk did, meaning Hawk has better AP. People also say that Hawk gets pressed by Kyler, but keep in mind he is only using Miyagi-Do, and after he gets thrown he switches to his offensive side and proceeds to neg Kyler after that and not get touched for the rest of dojo fight, performing relative to Miguel. Hawk takes this high diff.